Attack on Titan is the first anime series I was able to watch in its entirety, and I've stuck with it. After I finished watching Season 1, I was enthralled. It's what introduced me to this style of series. Some great, some bad. After revisiting the show, I have come to realize that it isn't as good as I once thought it was. Lots of cool characters die in unfair ways, with two excellent characters having their legacies ruined, unsuccessfully portraying these characters as devils, breaking the show don't tell rule, while they try to humanize clear villains. There's lots of inconsistencies in how characters and scenarios are written, trying to heighten the tension in scenes and create these really bombastic and crazy moments, without thinking it through. It's all about the idea of something happening, but they don't consider whether it makes sense or not. These conveniences come into play later in the show, but it starts off so strong. Some cool characters and moments, great backgrounds and use of color, and a fucking brutal score that remains consistently excellent throughout the entire series. Some characters get unreal plot armor, those who haven't even shown much skill on the field, and are as fundamentally 2D as can be. Connie's character is that he is Sasha's pal, and Sasha's character is just food whore. These out of place moments speak for themselves. The base characters who I think are interesting and add to the story, having them continue to create satisfying moments and character interactions, are Levi, Jean, Erwin, Armin, Erin, and some others. But what do these guys have to offer, and why do these scouts that have been training for years die these ridiculous deaths to the most basic titans? And these are the only deaths they show through this entire sequence. They literally just stand there and wait to be eaten. Another unwarranted death is Marlo. He's been here since Season 1 and has a slamming babe who loves him. We've already seen a couple die and a coward survive only to talk shit. So why do we see the only recruit scout with a bit of personality and character die without achieving anything? Marco's character has a sad death that is used in a great way to show how evil these people are, which is subtly hinted at throughout the show, till we get to see what happens to Marco. It's really fucking tragic. However, like much of this show, they don't put in the effort to show things making sense. His legs aren't broken and there's a window right there. Smash it and then escape. The writers choose who lives and who dies. There's a lot of characters with interesting designs who either get forgotten or suffer these really gruesome and unjust deaths. Like, come on, all this guy wanted was a drop of alcohol. The good characters get no respect and suffer more than anything, while all the downright fucking psycho rat bastard villains have unreal levels of luck, and the writers constantly try to make us sympathize with them, when they are the clear villains. Erin hated Titans because they're literally monsters, whose sole purpose is annihilation. The scouts only started killing when it was to deal with the corrupt military police and all their unjust actions, creating a great obstacle for that season. On one side of the war, you have those who are the clueless victims to the former king, who only wanted peace. Then there's the obvious villains, who have enemies worldwide and manipulate their citizens to believe a false truth. A nation who knows they're fighting against the peaceful people who entered the war. I hate how they try to humanize these characters. You're literally in uniforms resembling Nazi gear, mumbling this deadpan, retarded, psychotic dialogue. A dumb moment regarding this. Erin could have saved his team a lot of trouble if he killed this guy sooner. Erin can hear all that is being said, so when this guy says the partial truth, kill him before he manipulates the stupid audience. How anyone can side with you after a speech like that is beyond me. You just revealed that you are the scumbags who started the war. This story is the biggest injustice of all time. Yet for all the terrible shit the villains of Attack on Titan commit, and all the horrors they ensue, they still berate us with Erin and Erwin are devils. They say they're devils, but they don't show it. going the extra mile to try and force this point in by comparing Erwin to Zachary, which is so disrespectful to the honourable person that is Erwin. He should never be compared to someone like this. They say Erwin values his life over that of humanity, but all of his actions contradict this. Why would Erwin strive to save humanity, battle on the front lines, and constantly put himself in danger when he has every opportunity to work from inside the walls? Enemy I think Erwin is fucking awesome. He's a character who gets to show some of his personality and die a heroic death. Even though he is a valuable person to humanity, he gives up on his lifelong dream, which is closer than ever now, choosing to die alongside his comrades, inspiring the terrified and weak, leading them to their victory against the Beast Titan. The exact same thing happens for Erin, but fivefold. Misaka says, he isn't. He hasn't done anything but care for his friends from that point on. They try to cue in on Erin gradually turning into a monster, and just like Game of Thrones, it says these things are happening, but it doesn't show any progression of Erin turning into the monster that they say he is. It makes as much sense as Flat Earth to have someone this connected to the scouts, his friends, and their mission to side against his team. All we know is that Erin was a caring person, then boom, he launches an attack, which I don't think was a bad idea, seeing as their people held back for so many years. They showed that they were forced into this situation, and Hanj agreed. But suddenly Erin is a fucking dickhead and forces his team into this plan. What suddenly changed Erin is something that one of these two characters said to him, convincing Erin to side with his brother Zeke instead of his friends. Now this could have been a fucking cool moment, but if you're setting up a character like this, show his gradual separation from his friends and his turn to evil. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing Zeke could say that would convince me. That thing being said, makes it understandable why Erin betrayed his friends and sided with the kill of hundreds of scouts without telling his friends what he heard. Going to the point where his lifelong friends are thinking up a plan to kill him. What the fuck? Zeke is a monster. He's the worst kind of person, and it makes Erin teaming up with him so painful. Zeke was a rat bastard from the day he was born. What kid wouldn't trust their parents? They're all you have and have cared for you your entire life. They have given you so much attention and praise and have explained to you why the Eldians are hated and the injustice their people suffer, which should already be visible to Zeke since he is an Eldian whom has to live under Marleyans who treat your people like dirt. The Eldians have forever been belittled and sacrificed by Marleyans. So why haven't there been more rebellions? Why are these Eldians so insistent to return home and fuck with their own people? It makes them great villains, but it makes it painful to see the writers try and make us sympathise with these characters. Why would you think anyone with half a brain cell would think you are the victims of this situation? I like how the writers fail on every level when trying to explain why Zeke betrayed his parents and got them killed. The difference between these two scenarios are that one is clearly a coward who isn't willing to fight and doesn't believe in freedom, and one is a hero who fights for what's right and is doing everything in his power to save his people. Zeke is a worthless, brain-dead, scumfuck bastard, pile of trash League of Legends player that should be gunned down in the streets like the dent. The first major bump in the show starts with Season 2, with the problem of, instead of animating a fluid scene, we go to the cheaper route and have characters monologue over a situation that is totally avoidable. Just cut his other leg! There's no armor on it. You're letting him do this. Reiner then escapes magically, being able to transform after being stabbed in the neck, having his arm ripped off, leg sliced, and blown up by the Colossal. Oh, he's fine. Meanwhile, Erin can't transform because the writers need Hans to die, in a sad moment. But this moment is totally fucked. We don't even see Hans struggle. He just flies around the Titan for 20 minutes. Then boom, he's caught in a place where, oh, it's just convenient that the Titans are really powerful now. And conveniently, Erin can't do anything. If anything, he should have less motivation now. He cared for Hans, wanting to save not only Hans, but himself and Misaka. Now he's only fighting for himself. This would have been comedically retarded if any other character did this. There's a lot of moments like this, where if you turn your brain on, everything falls apart. Why can't Erin transform, and why hasn't his hand healed? Reiner healed his entire head in 10 minutes. Much of these upcoming fights show how terribly structured and plagued with coincidences these scenes can be. It's the win in the fight, lose in the cutscene, dumb moment. Ymir betrays her team, because she's a coward and thinks that Paradise Island has no future. When Krista says she's an honorable person and won't follow along with these scumbags, Ymir still sides with Reiner. Why would you sympathize with them? You were literally transformed into a Titan by Marleyans who trapped you in a nightmare for 60 years. Describing being transformed into a Titan as an endless nightmare further shows how terrible these Marleyans are. You're dead either way, you're destroying Krista's future. The one character trait you had was being Krista's friend, so this makes no sense. If she sided with Krista, the Colossal and Armored Titan would have died. Ymir is just as shit of a character as Reiner, but Reiner encounters so many more fucked scenarios. Reiner dies to Levi. You say you transferred your consciousness, but when did you think to do that? In the split seconds before you were stabbed?
Not scientifically possible!
Even so, Levi also stabbed him straight through the chest. You should already be dead. Not even mentioning how stupid this power is. You're hacking, you're hacking, you're hacking! It's such a random power that just comes out of nowhere. Dude, fuck off! Reiner dies to Han's squad. This should have been what happened. They had so much time to do so. These guys just witnessed Reiner live a knife to the neck. Why would they do nothing? Today, Junior! Reiner dies here. This, of course, is overlooking the fact that he should have died to both of these explosions. Your body should be disintegrated. The explosion wouldn't catapult you away. You're not explosion proof. If you can ignore that, then why does every single scout let this Titan escape? Reiner gets captured and is somehow found behind a house in the giant vicinity of War Maria? How does the carrier Titan find Reiner? He's not exactly out in the open. Levi is also chasing this thing. If they did a U-turn and went off course from their destination, they would get caught. What is Connie doing? He must have just watched this Titan do this. No warning whatsoever. It's pretty fucking hard not to notice this. Also, Misaka should have seen it escaping, especially Misaka, since she's headed from where it is going to where it was previously. Where it was previously was when it encountered Erin. Erin could have so easily killed this Titan. It's the most basic kill, which is such a fucking creative idea. Back up! A problem with all these scenarios is the exact problem of all the good characters suffer and Erwin's death and all the others becomes meaningless. Everyone escapes. They get nothing even though they fought and won every fight. They beat the 5th Pantheon and lost in the cutscene. The first season is awesome, just stacking so many crazy moments on top of each other, with all these pondering questions. Who are the enemies? What lies beyond the walls? Who are the other Titans? How do you get these powers? And the moments that come from these questions are powerful. It's just the painful and unclear path we often have to follow to get to these moments. I like how this world just ignores reality to the nth degree. So Reiner's ability is he doesn't need a brain to be human, and can hear without a head or ears. There are so many ways this could have been saved from being this ridiculous. Have some cleaner writing, and have the villains win the fight without hacking, and have logical reasons to why the other scouts can't participate or help.
Help me. What
if Reiner is a tougher opponent, and Erin's road to beating him takes longer? He fights the Armored Titan and rightfully loses. Ymir doesn't suddenly turn into a bad guy, sticks with Krista, saves Erin from being captured. Once Erin is saved, have him transform to save his friends. He hits the Royal Blood Titan as he is being swarmed, commanding them with his last breath. Jean picks up Erin from his Titan, they retreat. And Reiner escapes with Ymir, who sacrifices herself for the good of Krista and the future of Paradise Island. Reiner is found and successfully blocks Levi's attack. He makes a run for it, but Erin fucks him up in battle. Colossal gets catapulted, realizes it's too late for Reiner, the colossal explosion commences, killing a cool member of the scout team, who sacrifices themselves and a couple others who die to the blast radius, killing Reiner as the other scouts escape. If you're setting up a character like Zeke, I get that he makes for a great villain, he is as scum as can be. The way he talks and acts, he thinks is in the right, and it makes Zeke such a hateable villain. Just like the psychotic and vapid words of Bellatot. And how he changes to the pathetic, desperate coward when the tides turn. But to have so many sacrificed and reap no reward because of so many bullshit moments is unbelievably annoying. Either have Zeke and Levi tie and he escapes, or the scouts not fall for such a basic trap. Why would they bother with the Titans not even close to harming the horses? Why not go on the offensive? Instead of making yourselves ideal targets, use a broader area when rushing the Beast Titan. Have more scouts use the Titans as transport, having some take to the right wing, not killing the Titans so he doesn't notice since they won't move unless Zeke commands them to. Then have the Scout Titan put to use. She alerts the commander, Zeke. Then Zeke commands the Titans to attack those who are grappling to them, except one scout blazes past the rest. Levi makes contact with the Beast Titan and the Beast Titan dies, or he escapes weatherly, by fending off Levi and escaping from his Titan onto the Scout Titan. Some of the scouts live, the scouts are out of fuel, and all the surrounding Titans have fallen, meaning they can't chase, so they instead look for survivors. It wasn't a tie, but you could make it a tie. It is crystal clear that this is not a tie.
I'm dying.
I don't understand why Reiner needs to be kept alive. Having a random spawn of Ymir get the Armin Titan is way less RNG than all of this happening. Have someone who is a mentor to these annoying kids get the Armin Titan, then the same battle pursues. Getting to this moment, we could see our beloved heroes die in meaningful and sad ways. Because who other than these characters are we supposed to care about in this airship? Have your characters escape because of their valor and strength in combat, instead of having all the best scouts die these ridiculous deaths, constantly replacing them with blank slates. The first season sets it up that unique characters can just die in an instant, and it's supposed to make it tense to know that anyone can die. But as you follow this story, you see time and time again, the writing failed to do justice to so many potentially awesome moments and characters. They do a great job in the subbed version having Armin voice the narration, opposed to Erin narrating, which makes it so much more obvious that he is the main character and will live from this epic moment. I think the first episode is fucking amazing. It shows the main set of characters well, and the horrors of this world with the brutal score. Great music that completes these horrific moments and tragedies. Erin's mom's death is horrible, so it's understandable why he is the way he is, which isn't nearly as annoying as Gabby. When he does stuff that is a bit annoying, other characters are always there to shit talk him. He is constantly belittled by his comrades. He doesn't have it easy like Gabby does. Everyone loves her. She's the perfect Nazi recruit soldier. The cast of kids who are introduced in Season 4 all suck except for Falco, who is the only one who seems like a kid. No kid is a Gabby, a screaming lunatic. Erin has lived a horrific life and has endured so much shit. He has an unreal amount of pressure on him, being the attack titan, and works his fucking ass off. All the traits of his character culminate to a character that is very easy to side with, and all these things are things that Gabby lack, and is why I fucking hate her. you see that he does have more in him than hatred, and his cries of rage are often justified, because it is such a shocking moment when Reiner and Beltot reveal their secret. Erin pulls through more than anyone. I think the moment he finally believes in himself and saves everyone is great. Armin is saved by plot armor a couple of times. I think it's worth it though. Unlike some others, he's a character that I feel is integral to the story. How he saves his friends from this coward of a general and overcomes this bleak situation shows how he never runs. He's a strong character who is always by his friend's side, offering tactical approaches with his quick wit and planning. And that's why I think when Armin is on the verge of death and the argument between Armin and Erwin is in play, it's a sad moment. That is supported so much by the fantastic score, and how it erupts at this emotional moment is powerful to the moon and back. The phenomenal score is so varied and can communicate an infinite amount of special things, extending to every reach of the show, and that includes the openings. My War is such a wild array of special effects and amazing colors. The minimalistic design and colored smoke looks fucking top of the notch. The visuals and flow of the song really make it feel like everything's going to hell. It's all about this hyper stylized artwork that is really impressive in my favorite intro. Countless crazily detailed frames and fantastic uses of color. It's all very vibrant with lots of pleasing colors to look at. Both these intros look incredible, but subjectively, the fifth opening formulated from Linked Horizons, its score takes it away. I love the epic moments this song revolves around and the tempo of the score. It's so thrilling and energetic, building to a kick-ass moment that is just what I came here to see. Reiner fucking die. And just like the music has great use of creating horror, it just as effectively brings the power to these epic and insane fight scenes. The animation is not perfect. It's not about being expressive. It's more so about being as crazy as possible. With some really eerie tracks in there as well. The ones that are used to create drama in scenes in which no action or horrors occur. It's the explanation of what's to come, and the music really heightens these moments. Holy shit, this demonic tempest music sounds right out of Sekiro. Even though I think Sasha's character is annoying, I think the relationship she represents for Nico, and the pain her death causes him, results in something that is equally gratifying as it is sad. To see Gabby finally get what has been coming, and the devastated Nico cry his soul out. A hero-turned villain is a good idea. Even though it is sloppily put together, Erin's hatred for Mikasa and how he tries to randomly kill her early on in the show does make sense. Even if there are scenes where Erin actually does seem to care for Mikasa, the clash between friends is interesting. But again, Erin's seething hatred towards Zeke and love for Armin switch so flippantly. From a selfless hero who is willing to die for his cause, to the spineless monster that resembles his horrid brother more than anything. Erin's father would roll off his grave if he saw this. I'd be happier than anything to see Zeke die, but we all know the brothers are going to pull some random shit from their sleeve, and fuck it. Something that takes away from these great monologues and fights are the speedy lines. Like, how ADHD do you think your audience is? And some cringeworthy reasoning of characters' motives. They act like saying random nonsense like this is purposeful, but to anyone who isn't a knuckle-scraping moron, you'll see through how transparently shit these dialogues are.
Get it through your head that I'm not your responsibility. You're not my mother.
And I get they're trying to humanize Gabby, but for me she's already gone past the road of no return. Your Honor, with all the evidence presented, would it not be easier to just have this character die? Hitler is someone I can empathize. The main problem is the conveniences with Attack on Titan's plot. They string together creative ideas, but the problem with this chaotic story of betrayal is they don't show the characters gradually transform. They instead just insist on it, even if their entire history contradicts this change. They have destroyed the hero that is Erin and created a rage-inducing compilation where they try to make the audience sympathize with a race of war-hungry, greedy savages. They have so many no-name characters that just die, and it's very unimpactful. They wasted all their cards on the first couple of seasons for nothing, seeing all these cool characters' deaths go to waste and accomplish nothing in the process, seemingly because some maniac out there thinks Reiner is their favorite character. From the anime medium, Miyazaki's stuff is a perfect burst of entertainment, animated and scored to perfection. Because of his approach of making every film like it's going to be his last, he has created some of the most alive and creative animated stories I have seen. But the TV show medium has something to offer. Although the foundation of most anime series are built on perpetual serialization, and most shows often feel bloated as a result, it has shown me some unique stories that, although suffering from anime cliches, can create a story that can offer a different sense of satisfaction. Although I think Attack on Titan could have been so much better, it's still such an insane anime.